This one, TechMD. That's www.tech-md.com. Today we're going to be repairing an iPad mini 3rd generation. How you can tell is it has a home button as a touch sensor here. Yeah, so first time I've ever repaired one of these. Haven't watched any videos. I'm just going to go at it here and hopefully nothing really surprises me. iPads love to do that too, so you gotta be really careful, obviously, opening up for the first time. I'm assuming it's very similar to the iPad mini 2nd gen. So we're doing these videos to help our techs learn about new devices. I would highly recommend not doing this at home unless you're tech savvy. If you are tech savvy and you want to join our team, let me know. You can always give us a call or check out us on the website, that the TechMD or tech-md.com, and go to franchising infos. Also, we have a bunch of repair videos up on the website there too for you to look over. I'm just going to get it hot to touch. So that way I can pick this broken glass off. I'm going to take my tool opener and pick away. So far so good, that was pretty easy. Knocking off some of the excess glass here. Alright, it's nice and warm here. We can scrape off some of the broken stuff. Recommend using gloves so that way you don't poke yourself. I don't use gloves because I'm stubborn. Alright, so we're going to get this hot to the touch and this hot to the touch. So just rotate back and forth. No fast forwarding here, everything's done in real time. Oh yeah, so the heat gun that we use is the Wagner heat gun. You can buy that at Home Depot for like 40 bucks with a pointed nozzle. I run at 950 degrees most repairs. It works real well. If you run any hotter, then you can burn things, and I really just don't like burning up stuff. So the 950 works really good. I have some soldering videos coming up here shortly too, as soon as I have another soldering job. Just doing some pulling up action here. Trying to get the adhesive loose from the screen. It's got it nice and warm. It should come up pretty easy. So we have to focus on salvaging this home button on this one versus the iPad mini 2 and 1. I'm not exactly sure what that entails yet. Hopefully not too complicated. So obviously we need to save this. Just be really delicate with this right here. Obviously this is the sensor cable for the Touch ID If you ruin this, you might have to replace the whole shebang, and their Touch ID might never work again. So don't do that. Salvage it. Just poking my finger through, that way the button comes loose. Okay, so it looks like there's a layer of tape of some sort. Slicing in between these cables here, just trying to get this main cable loose. Just carefully taking this off really slowly, not ripping any cables. There we go, it's loose. Okay, so that's separate from the digitizer. We can cut the digitizer off now. Throw that away. Let's clean off our area of all the glass. I like to use the Costco microfiber rags. They work really good for what I need to do. Alright, so these screws, I think it's this screw that's a different size on the iPad mini 1 and 2. So I'm just going to keep the screws organized. That way I know where they come or where they go. Alright, 4 screws set aside. Now on the iPad mini 1 and 2 there's tape on the screen, so I'm assuming it's the same scenario here. Remove that. And remove this tape. Yep, same scenario. Looks a little bit easier. Make sure you don't dig into the digitizer or the LCD. If you do, well, you'll break it. So don't. Just take the tape off only. If we zoom in on here, look, watch me carefully. See how I'm getting in there with this flat tool? I would not recommend using a knife. And just lifting this tape off. Nice and slow. Now on the iPad mini 1 and 2, they actually tape the sides because Apple sucks. Don't know why they want you to break their devices when opening them. So I just run my tool along here just in case they decide to tape this up as well. Doesn't look like it. Looks like I can't get in there. So we're going to take the gamble here. Oh yeah, it's all taped into. Run my tool along here. So I just bent it in, angled it very carefully, and just slice along. Got some broken glass here. Not making this LCD easy to get into, that's for sure. Take this nice and slow. You don't want to do it too high or you'll bust the screen. I'm just trying to cut into the top here so I can cut the screen away. Just being really stubborn here. Just be really careful. I'm putting a little twisting pressure over as I'm slicing in. There we go. So once again, it's taped on here, it's taped along here, taped up here. All for you to break it. Thanks, Apple. They also put the magnetic strips along here so that way you demagnetize your screwdriver. So I highly recommend having a remagnetizer to remagnetize your tip just in case you lose a screw. But just use some pliers or whatnot to pull off broken screws if you do. So and there goes the first screw. Organizing my screws up here so I can put it back on. Lift the plate out. Make sure that it's lined up so it lifts out properly. Alright. Okay, so we got 4 screws instead of 3. Okay. Unplug it from the power. Unplug it from the LCD and digitizer. Looks like it runs right on top of the digitizer, the home button assembly here. Wow, what a complicated cable there. Okay, so in order to remove the old piece, I just warm this up for about 5 seconds. Just directed right on there, unclip it. This piece will come right out. Pretty simple. Okay, our next step is to take a rag and acetone. We're going to clean all these corners off of the old glue. We're doing this so that way the new frame will stick on there really good. Try to get all the adhesive cleaned up, nice and shiny, back to original. If you have any bent in corners, use some pliers to bend it outward. That way your LCD will fit in there. Alright, we are nice and clean finally. You want to put the new digitizer, just make sure it sits in there right. There's no big corners. Looks like it's good. Alright, the digitizer they sent me, how nice of them, they did not give me adhesive. So I have to do all my own adhesive. Fun. Take some red tape, double-sided adhesive. And cut into it here. You get the general idea here. I'm just going to put adhesive all around. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. You paused? I went ahead and put adhesive and I already removed the strips of adhesive tape. So now it is putting this fun little object all back together here. I think it goes like that. Oh boy, it's so fragile. I think I need a... Tristan, go away. You're in the video, go. You can't burp in the video. My son burping. So how you orientate this is home button has flat ends on top and on the bottom. That way you know which way it goes. So this is running flat and that's running flat. That makes sense. I move this plastic up. That way it fits under there. This fits under there. So good that it burns the battery really fast on the new LG G4. So I just had to plug my phone in because the battery is already dead, if you can believe that. Anyways, part 2, just plugging this all together here carefully. Alright. iPad here, go ahead and plug the power in. Usually like to plug things in last, but this one you have no choice but to plug it in first. Set that down in there. Bend this over. Plug that in. Cable's all connected here. Hopefully it's all going to stay in put. I'm going to go ahead and plug the LCD in. Just carefully set it down because you got the adhesive. I'm going to put this plate back. Put the 4 screws on. My screws got misorganized with the other one. Not sure which one this long one belongs to. It's this one. The long one belongs here. I think I might have stripped the head right here. We'll see here. Yep, I did. Oh, no, we're good. Okay, so now we're going to put the plate on. Put our screws in. More screws. And clean your screen. You can use alcohol if you need to. I'm going to try to clean it without alcohol. Just leaves a lot of smears, so it's kind of fun to get rid of if you do. Oh, it's so never ending at TechMD here. Started at 9 in the morning. I've been repairing devices all day. And then now it's 10:15. Oh, 10:21. Screen's really nice. It's pretty easy to mark up. Looks like part of the glass got marked up from either the tool or glass scraping, so be careful. Actually, that's pretty uncommon for me to scratch a screen. Okay, nice and clean. Remove the last plastic here. Make sure that is sitting there. It's pretty important. The home button is sitting right. Line it up. Alright, let's check the home button here. Kind of slightly worried about it still. Just verifying it's sitting down. Hook this in here. Okay, the home button actually feels like it's clicking. That's good. Okay, looks like I pressed that cable in a little too much. That's going to cause havoc, I'm sure. Let's bring the cable back a little bit. Alright, it's popping up a little bit, so we're waiting until the screen comes up. I want to make sure that button's working. It's not going to work until I close it back up. So this cable is definitely in the way. So I got to figure out what to do with it. Usually I just tuck it in and it's good to go. Trying to find a spot for it here. It has to be out of the way in order to have it sit down flat. But you gotta watch for this home cable too. When you set it down, watch for a home cable. Make sure it doesn't come out. Looks like we're good. Oh my goodness, finally. I didn't get the guy's password. Well, actually I did get the guy's password. So we can test it. Just gotta find his paperwork. 14. I tell the customer to leave this under pressure for 2 hours to ensure a good seal. put it flat down on its gloss, like on a rag or something like that, and then put like a 10-pound dumbbell on top, or like a book and 10-pound dumbbell, or like a case of water, that kind of thing, about 10-20 pounds. That ensures a good seal on it, and that way the customer is good to go. So we're going to go ahead and turn it off, and we're good to go. Once again, my name is Dustin with TechMD. Thanks for being with me on this iPad Mini 3 successful repair.